All right, we go over to that Tennessee game at the Texans. A surprise win for the Titans here. Tony Pollard,
Tighten up.
24 carries, 119 yards, and a touchdown. Also had 3 catches for 10 yards. Massive day for Tony Pollard in another kind of gut punch loss for this Texans team, Matthew.
We talked, we'll talk about the Texans a little bit. Like we did a thing on the Football Night in America pod, contender or pretender, and I listed the Texans as pretenders. You look at their upcoming schedule, they're at Jacksonville, okay, fine, they got to bye, whatever. But then it's Miami, it's at Kansas City, they got a game against the Ravens. Like it's a very tough end of the schedule for them as well. They got a chance because of the division they're in.
Right. They stockpiled a lot of wins early.
They did early, but still, they don't have a signature win this year. You know what I mean? They really don't. And like this is a game you need to win, and they didn't. We talked about this on Fantasy Football pregame. One of the things that did actually go decently for me today, this past weekend, was I had Tony Pollard as one of my shot for shots. Had him as at least 15 fantasy points for Tony Pollard. He ends up getting over 21 in this one. We talked about when Tyjae Spears doesn't play, Tony Pollard is a RB1 in fantasy. 20% target share. Great to see. On the season, he's got a 14% target share, which is 6th among all running backs as well. Played 94% of the snaps. Like Tony Pollard, again, you don't want to root for injury, but as long as Tyjae Spears is out, Tony Pollard RB1.
All right, our last game. Well, let's go to the Texans here, guys.
Yeah.
Because Nico Collins kind of looked like himself, Jay. I know he only had 9 targets, not that they were throwing a ton, but he gets a touchdown. He goes over 90 yards. It's obviously a comfort for C.J. Stroud when Nico Collins is in the game.
Yeah, definitely. Nico seems like he is the same guy. I expect that he's just going to be a wide receiver one, nailed on the rest of the way, and to only catch 5 passes, but to get the 92 yards and a touchdown is encouraging. I think the biggest story in a way was Joe Mixon going 14 carries for 22 yards, 5 catches for 23 yards. This is just like this is the reckoning for Bobby Sloak. This was coming for a while, and it's just this insane commitment to the run when if they're not running the ball effectively. Why do you keep running him so much when you're able to have success through the air against a suspect secondary with L'Jarius Sneed? Let's just keep running it right into Jeffrey Simmons over and over again for nothing.
Sweat,
it's baffling.
Yeah.
Like no more like Bobby Sloak, head coach, prime candidate. Not until they start fixing their offense.
1,000%.
He might not be able to keep the OC job if things go like this early next year.
It was a shocking lack of understanding your opponent and a shocking lack of in-game adjustment as well. Mixon is just whatever. Bad day at the office. But look, he's still got 19 touches in this one. You'll take a running back on a good offense that's getting 19 touches every day of the week. Just wasn't, what we've come to expect from Joe Mixon. But there were a lot of, CMC had a bad game. We'll get to all of it. But there were a lot of big-name running backs that just didn't have good days at the office here. The other thing that I'll just say last about Nico Collins, he had 92 receiving yards. The reason I bring that up, because Calvin Ridley had 93. This was a question in bar trivia, and I picked Calvin Ridley. That's how down bad I am, is that I had to go through bar trivia to see how I did, and I finished 8-3 on the week. Literally, that's how down bad I am, is I'm searching for anything positive in my life, and I finally got that. I'm like, well, at least I went 8-3 in bar trivia. This is the game we play at the end of Fantasy Football pregame every Sunday, and I'm like in 3rd, and so I needed a big week. And so I went 8-3. Calvin Ridley get me a win by 1 yard.
Yeah, your two strangest things at the moment are, one, you're just strange opposition to Sonic and Knuckles is the nickname, which is just completely fine.
Like it.
And then 2, your continuous insinuations of election fraud with the bar trivia standings. And the fact
who's tracking them?
Big Show.
Big Show.
Oh,
it's very trustworthy.
Aspersions on his good character. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's very trustworthy.
It's unbelievable. I have to go back and check it myself.
I don't know. It just the reporting comes out late. There's no it's sort of. I just want to see the spreadsheet. So I want to see tracking the picks.
He's old school.
Do we need to move to electronic balloting?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe like get Dominion in here. I just anyway, whatever. By the way, I'm down to Big Show. I need.
Good.
Yeah, exactly. In the League of Assholes as well. So I need a Monday Night Miracle tonight too. Anyway, but yeah, that's how down bad I am. I'm down bad.
Bar trivia searching.
Yes, I'm down bad.
That's the first I've heard of
scrolling.
this on
Doom scrolling
this
at like
season.
2 a.m. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.